Jimmy Garppolo spoke to Albert Breer, and he said something interesting. Here's what he said, and I'd like to just share my interpretation real quickly and then hear yours. Here's what he said. I always want to be the starter. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I always want to be the starter. I'll always fight to be the starter. But at the end of the day, I'm playing football. I'm loving it right now. It's a competition. That's what we're here for. I'm ready for whatever. The way I interpret that is he's saying, look, I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm proud of what I'm doing. If I lose out to this kid, it's because this kid's the truth, and there's no shame in that. And if they want to keep me as a backup and pay me $27 million or whatever, I'm game. You know, it's not that I'm less of a competitor. I do want to be the starter, but I'm ready for whatever. And if I lose out to Trey Lance, so be it. That's the way I interpret it. What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't interpret it that literally. I just looked at it as a guy who's saying, he wants to be the starting quarterback, but he knows that the decision is not in his hands. And it's not something that I think what he's saying is he's going to live with the result, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't, and I like his preface because, people are then going to automatically say, oh, he doesn't want it. And his entire point was, no, I want it as much as anything. But it's nice insight to the Jimmy Garoppolo personality that they talk about, that he's able to brush things off. He's very even keel, I think, and he understands the business and he's a true professional. And I think this is just a great example of that. He's a guy who wants to come out. He wants to compete. He wants to be the starter, but he's not going to be Sam Bradford and be angry because you drafted Carson Wentz and not be a professional about it. He's going to be professional no matter how this situation lands. And I think I commend him for that. He has such a great attitude towards this entire situation, honestly.
And if they bench him and they make him the backup, it sounds like what he's saying is, okay, I won't complain. I won't ask for a trade. I'll be a good teammate. I signed a contract. I'll have to honor that too. But it sounds like he's saying, look, I've been a backup before. I'll be a backup again. I love football. I love being out here. I don't have to be a starter. Of course, I want to be a starter. But again, I mean, if this kid is Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson all wrapped up into one, Jimmy knows he's not that. There's no shame in not being that. And he'll get a fresh start somewhere else eventually. It seems like, I don't know, just a mature, realistic stance.
100%. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo's professionalism throughout this, just because we've been so engrossed in just dissecting their play and, pulling up a clip of Garoppolo missing this throw, then pulling up a clip of Lance making that throw and enjoying that like that. But I don't think his professionalism throughout this process, I don't think it's been commended enough, because I think he's truly setting an example for people where if situations don't go your way, in a professional setting, even like in any sort of setting, how you handle it, because you shouldn't pout, you shouldn't whine, you should take it in stride, take it on the chin, and look to move forward and do what you love. And I totally appreciate it, because I know if I was in his shoes, I would not be able to handle this situation the way he has. I would have, if I'm never going to be an NFL quarterback or ever be in this position, but let's say a company that I work for wronged me or something, I would immediately want to leave. I
Yes.
wouldn't want to put up with the kind of situation of having
Yeah.
to go through them hiring or going after and paying an abundance of money for a younger employee than me to essentially take my job. I wouldn't want
Right.
that. I would want to go somewhere where I have security. And the fact that he's taking it on the chin like this, it's hats off to him.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the Niners will be able to trade Jimmy Garoppolo. So even if he is the backup, it sounds like what he's saying is, I'm not trying to split the locker room. I'm not trying to, make a big deal out of it. As I'm cool. I'm cool one way or another. I'm going to put my best foot forward and see what happens. I think it's kind of interesting. I like him. I like Jimmy Garoppolo the more he expresses himself.